Kilometers away from Giza pyramids, there is a place called the Egyptian Museum, and it is in the heart or the center of Cairo. But imagine if you want to visit Giza pyramids and this place in the same day. Could you do this? Would you be able to visit both places in the same day? Of course not, because you know that there is a lot of traffic jam in Cairo and it's a very busy and crowded city. But what is the solution for that problem? The solution exactly is the Grand Egyptian Museum. No doubt that many people all over the world are passionate to know a lot about the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is about 2 kilometers away from the Great Pyramid of Giza. And by the way, the Great Pyramid of Giza is the last remaining wonder of the all 7 wonders of the world. But what about the location, the monuments and antiquities that is inside the Grand Egyptian Museum? And what's being held now, or what's being done now in this place? Would it be possible for you as a tourist coming to Egypt to visit the Grand Egyptian Museum now before its inauguration in 2020? The answer is yes. You can visit it now for $250 for your visit, and you can visit all the Egyptian Museum or the whole place where there are many monuments and antiquities in everywhere in the Grand Egyptian Museum, but you should pay $250 for your visit. Okay, let us have a look over the location of the Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo. And here is in front of you, you can see Cairo, and this is the eastern part of Cairo, and now we're moving to the west of Cairo to see the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is the closest place to the pyramids of Giza. Here you can see the great Sphinx of Giza, the statue of the Sphinx. And next to the Sphinx, or beside the Sphinx, you could see the Pyramid of Giza, the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this is the Khufu Pyramid, Khafra Pyramid, and Munqawra Pyramid. Let us move to the Grand Egyptian Museum and measure the distance between the pyramids and the Grand Egyptian Museum. Here we want to measure the distance between the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay, we add a point and move here to the Grand Egyptian Museum, exactly 2 kilometers from the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is the distance, and this is a building you can see, which is the Grand Egyptian Museum. Okay, let us move to know a lot about the Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo. And here, as you see the location of the Grand Egyptian Museum, we want to see it closely. As you see, we are moving around the Egyptian Museum, or the Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo, and it holds in trust for Egypt and the world a chronological statement for the ancient history of Egypt over the past 7,000 years. Neighboring timeless wonder, the Giza pyramid, as I showed you, the new museum is to pay homage to eternal ancient Egyptian monuments. Here, as you see, it gathers about 100,000 artifacts or monuments, and you see the design. Its design is different from the old museum, or the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, the old Egyptian Museum in Cairo. This design, or the design of the Grand Egyptian Museum, was reached as a result of an international architectural competition initiated by the Ministry of Culture in 2002, and the competition was under the patronage of the UNESCO and supervised by UIA. Of course, the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum will be next year. President of Egypt, Abd El-Fatah Al-Sisi, will inaugurate the Egyptian Museum. He will invite all the many or a lot of the world leaders and many ambassadors in Cairo, and it will be a great event for people to watch across the world. And it's expected that about a quarter of the people of the world will watch the inauguration party or the inauguration ceremony for the Egyptian Museum. The Grand Egyptian Museum will allow Egypt to become a major worldwide hub for pharaonic history and a must-visit place for Egyptologists or people who study Egyptology. The museum aims at taking a grasp of the diversity of Egypt's heritage of monuments and arts needed to be shown in one place and in one location to maintain and preserve the huge legacy. So you have the place to visit the pyramids, and you have the Grand Egyptian Museum 2 kilometers away from the pyramids. But what about the airport? There is a close airport to the pyramids which was opened last year, which is called the Sphinx Airport, a close place to the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is called the Sphinx Airport. Let us move to look at it closely and watch it. Okay, the Sphinx Airport, which is very close to the Grand Egyptian Museum, and you could see its pictures. It's ready for long journeys and flights from Europe and America. But you could see that it's not far from the Grand Egyptian Museum. And if you want, let us calculate or measure the distance between the Sphinx Airport and the Grand Egyptian Museum. Okay, here is the Sphinx Airport, and I want to show you the distance between Sphinx Airport and the Grand Egyptian Museum. Okay, if you want to measure the distance between the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, and the Grand Egyptian Museum, here you could, you watch the distance here. As you see, Sphinx Airport and the Grand Egyptian Museum, the distance is about, as you see on the screen, it's about 24 kilometers away, and of course 24 kilometers away from the pyramids. So you have the airport, and you have the Great Egyptian Museum, and you have the Giza necropolis, where there you could visit the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay, let us know a lot more information about the Grand Egyptian Museum, which, as you see, is in front of your eyes on the video. Okay, the site it is about 2 kilometers, as I told you. It holds about 100,000 monuments in this place, and you know that with its unique position on the cusp between the past and the present, the Grand Egyptian Museum will lie at the repository for the ancient artifacts that creates an interactive experience for the visitor. It will build a bridge between the past and the future. So don't miss visiting the Grand Egyptian Museum, which will gather a lot of visitors, and it's expected that about 5 million tourists will visit it every year. The cost of building the Grand Egyptian Museum is about $550 million. About $1 million is a fund from the Ministry of Antiquities, Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities, and the rest is $300 million is about loans, easy loans or facilitated loans from an association in Japan, and some donations from international and local businesses. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and next year we will watch the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Thank you very much and goodbye.